Hey there everyone. In today's video, we will be looking at command window and the ACT console. To access command window, click on File, Scripting, open command window. This command window is actually an Iron Python IDE. Its version is 2.7. It is actually written on .NET framework. So you can get access to all the .NET assemblies very easily. To see where it is located, you can just type import sys and then sys.path. It shows the path where this Iron Python or the locations where it has access to. For example, it has access to Ansys libraries, and those libraries are located in this path, and the assemblies are located in this path. The Iron Python itself is located in this path. This command window has access to this project window. From here, you can create various analysis system, for example, the static structural or the model analysis. Let's begin with creating one analysis system. So first I will create an static structural system. To create a static structural system, the first thing you need is the template of the static structural system. So to create a template, let's say I will put it under the variable static template is equal to get template, and we will put the template name here. So template name is equal to static structural. It's a string, so it will be in double quotation as static structural. So once I do that, it should create a static template, but you will get an error. It says command failed exception. It means the static structural is not found in project. So this static structural is actually present in Ansys solver. So you have to add a command, add an argument in which the solver is Ansys. So Ansys should be written in capital. The reason it needs a solver name is that there are many template which belongs to some explicit solver. For example, if you are using encode, then this solver name will change. To create, I will show you how to get this solver name for this different analysis. So first, let's create a static structural. Once a template is created, so now you have not got any error. Let's create a static system. So I will name it as static sys is equal to create system. This system will have template as static template. So here I will write static template dot create system. Once you click enter, you should see a static analysis system being created at the backend. This static structural is actually stored in this name static sys. For example, if you want to create a model analysis, let me just copy this, and instead of static template, I will type as model template, and this template name will become model. So how to know whether it's a model analysis? You have to type model analysis or just model. Just look at these names. So whatever these names are, exact same to same you have to type. So for example, this is just model, enter model. And to create a model analysis system, I will just rename it as model sys, and this will become model template. And then if you click enter, then you will get model analysis is written. So when you click on the properties of this analysis system, you will see that this has a system ID as SYS. The solver is Ansys. So Ansys is in capital. Similarly for model analysis, its name is sys1 and the solver is Ansys. That is the reason you need to enter this solver name. To get the system name, for example, static sys dot name, it's a property. So if you type this, you will get sys. Similarly for model analysis, we saw that its name is sys1. So if I enter this, you will get sys1. This is a read-only property. You cannot edit it. And the name which you are seeing, for example, this static structural or this model, this is display text. For example, if I type static sys dot display text, it will say static structural. So I will just press Control up. It will give the last command which I have written, display text, and I want to change it to my static. So I will put double quotation, and once you enter this, you see this display text is changed. So you can also access this component. For example, you know that if I double click on model, it will open mechanical. If I double click on geometry, it will open space claim or design modeler. So whatever you are seeing in this project window are components. Once you double click this model, it will open the mechanical container. So there are two different things. One is component and one is container. So let me just access container whose name is model from uh, static system whose name was sys. Okay, so this sys is already stored in static sys. There is one more way in which you can access this. So to access that system, all you have to do is, so let me put static sys1, and you have to type get system. Okay, get system, and get system name will be what did we see? Its name was only sys. Okay, so if I type now static sys1 dot name, it will give okay, I did a spelling mistake, so it should be static sys1. So you will see this static sys name sys and this static one dot name sys, both are same. Okay, so either you have a variable in which this analysis is stored, or if you don't have, you can just get the system whose name is sys. You can also see what are the analysis system that are open in this project window. So to get that, just type get all systems. So it's a list, so it will tell there are two analysis system. First is with the name only sys, second is with the name sys1. So to get the component of this, so let's tell let me just name it as model component. So a model co comp is equal to, so this is stored in static sys. Okay, so what I will do is static sys dot get component, and its name is, now the component is this one, so the name of that component is model. So same, you have to put in double quotation model. So now you are actually accessing the component of model in this static structural analysis system. Similarly, you can get the container. So I will name it as model cont, and it will be as static sys dot get container. So instead of get component, it will be get container, and in that you have to enter the component name. So component name is equal to model. M should be in capital. This is case sensitive model. So what is the difference between model component and model container? Model component is what you see here. For example, if I right click, you are getting various options like refresh, update, transfer, share. For example, this model is getting shared from some other analysis. All these are contained in model, and if you are trying to edit it or getting in want to get inside Ansys Mechanical, you have to use model container. So to know what are the various properties of component, this model component, model container, you can type dir. It shows the directory of every variable or every object, or let's say it's a function or a method. You can get through this dir method. In dir, just type model component. So it will give you all those. So what are the various parameters? You have clean, container, name, refresh option, reset option. Similarly, if you do it for model container, so you will get edit option. Here edit option was not there, here edit option is there. So you can enter the mechanical through this edit option. So first thing that you need to do before getting into container is to refresh that model, because when you double click, usually it gets refreshed on its own, but when you are using a command window, you have to manually do it. So as you see, refresh is present in model component. So I will just type model comp dot refresh. It's a function, so it will do something. Once it is refreshed, it means it is importing the engineering data and geometry into that. For the time being, I don't have geometry, so it won't import geometry, but engineering data will be imported. And let's wait for some time. I think okay, it's done. So once it is refreshed, now I want to go inside this mechanical. So this container option is in model container, not in model component. So I will type model container dot edit. Once I do that, let's wait for some time and it will open the Ansys Mechanical window for you. Now, by the time it opens, let me just tell you that you can also send commands to Ansys Mechanical from this command window. But when you when you create any ACT wizard or extension, it uses ACT console, not this command window. Command window is just an Iron Python IDE. So I believe the introduction for this command window is sufficient. We will look other parameters later. Now let's go to ACT console for on project page. Okay, so go to extensions and click on view ACT console. This ACT console has access to project window, means you can directly send commands to uh, project window. For example, before I begin, the entry point of any ACT console, maybe it's in Workbench project or it's in Mechanical, it is ext API. So from here you can access all the classes, methods or function. It can be anything. So after entering dot, if you are not getting any intelligence, just enter control spacebar. So you will get it should get, sorry, there's a spelling mistake, it's ext API. So once you do that, you will get all this various. P means property, M means methods. So let me show you a sample example in which you can get, for example, this parameter, and I want to access this unit. To get that, you have to enter into the data model. Data model is, everything begins with ext API.data model. Data model contains all your datas. So it's called as data model. And from here, let me just show you the first one, which is a method which says current unit from quantity name. It returns a unit from any quantity name. If I press tab, it will take the first one. So the input is a string. You can see in this bracket, it's written string. So if I enter here length, L should be in capital. Once I do that, so it will give meter because my units are chosen as metric. For example, if I make it US engineering, then if I want to replay this and then enter, you will get, you are getting in inch. Similarly, instead of a length, suppose I apply a force, then you will get unit as pound force. Similarly, you can also create analysis system using this ACT console. So let me just see if those commands are available or not. No, commands are not available, but I will. So previously we saw that we had two commands to create any analysis system. First is to get a template name, and the second one was to create the system. So what I will do is I will write this command. It's a 2-line command. So I have using triple quotes to enter write 2 lines. So here static temp, which is the static template, is this, and to create an analysis system. So I am storing this entire code snippet inside a variable whose name is command. So once I do that, it is stored in command. Now if I want to send a command to this project page from this ACT console, I will just enter the entry point, which is ext API dot execute command. It's not shown here, actually it's hidden. So it's exe. This is the spelling for it, and once I do that, I can send this command command. So once I do that, you will see that it has created one more analysis system. So this is the main purpose of ACT console. Usually we don't use the command window to write or send any command like create analysis system. From there, enter into mechanical, import the geometry. We use this ACT console, so you should know this. And once it is done, let's go back to mechanical. To get the ACT console of Ansys Mechanical, go to automation tab. I am in Ansys 2020 R2 version. If it is 2019, you should get somewhere. You can just have a look where it is. So you go to automation and click on scripting. So this is the ACT console, same as before. The entry point is ext API, and data model is this entire mechanical window. So everything begins with extapi.data model. If you are not getting, just press Control spacebar. Once you press tab, it will be auto-filled. Dot. Now it starts with project. From project, you are going to model. From here, you can go to analysis, and then you can let's say I want to add a force. So first I have to reach to project, right? So from data model, I will just go to project, press tab, dot, and then model, tab, then analysis. So analysis always returns a list. The basics of Python I will cover in next video. So for the time being, just remember that list is a collection. It can hold various data types inside it. So when I click this uh, analysis, once I enter, it gives a list and it has only one analysis. So you see only static structural is here. For example, if I have one more analysis system, let's say I have a model inside it, and if I rerun this, to rerun, go to the command, press Control up. If I rerun, you will see there are two analysis here. This first one is also an analysis, second one is also an analysis. To access the first analysis, which is static structural, I have to go to the index of this list. These things I will cover in next video, don't worry. This is just an introduction. Go here, put on square brackets and enter 0. So once I do that, it will access the first analysis. If I want to know the name of it, you can add name. You will see this is static structural. Okay. So I want to add a force. Right now I don't have any 3D model. I just want to add a force. Press Control up, delete this name and enter add force. So it says it's a class and it should be used closed parenthesis. So I will press tab. You see this? This force is created. Okay. Similarly, you can also send this add force command from this console itself. So instead of in execute command, you have to send a command which will create this force. Okay. That's all for today, guys. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to this video and hit a thumbs up. In the next video, we will talk about basics of Python, which is those Python which are just required for doing the scripting things in Ansys. We will be covering that. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.